Alright boys, good evening. Today is Saturday and we are doing our chart breakdown while we also do push-ups, right? So let me get my ugly face out of here. And so we have of course finished doing the market analysis for today. Saturday we always do this, right? It's a vicious process. I mean, it takes a lot of hours since we have 22 pairs, multiple scenarios for each, analyzing the markets for each. But this is worth it, right? We are getting the markets prepared for the following week. Even though we are only choosing 4 pairs to keep on our watch list for the week, I'm analyzing all 22 of them, right? I just want to make sure that I pick the best high probability pairs for the following week, right? That being the reason for me making the market analysis for all of them, right? So we are choosing our pairs wisely. So I just want to talk about these really quick in regards of trading, and then I want to show you this right here, but we will get into it in just a bit. So I just want to go a bit over last week's P&L results, right? Even though that's not what we are focusing on, I find this to be quite important. I want to talk about it, right? You already know that we have implemented this new rule, which implies only risking 0.5% when we are in below the 4% max drawdown limit. So risk 0.5% for that, and then 1% for anything that's above the 4% threshold. And so that's what we are interested in doing moving forward. Yet that also comes with a cost, right? That can fuck up with the risk reward in certain case scenarios. For example, this week is the perfect example. That's why I want to talk about it. So we had the following trades. Monday, KGPY, long position, beautiful position. We were dealing with a healthy bullish trend before this insane drop, right, caused by the Bank of Japan intervention. But we were dealing with a beautiful bullish trend, right, trend continuation play. We took a take profit, right, we took a win on Monday. Cool, we took price above the 4% threshold. Then on Tuesday, we had this euro CAD position, textbook trade once again, but it ended up being a loss, right? We broke down the trades for each and every single day, but right now we are doing just this brief overview, right? I'm not getting into the conferences or the reasons for me taking this trade. So we took a loss, right? That's just a natural consequence of trading, right? You cannot trade without losing, first of all, right? It's just a business expense, and it's just variance, right? An edge is just a higher probability for something to happen against something else, right? It's that simple. So we took a loss, right? Normal, natural consequence of this activity of trading. But since we were above the 4% threshold, we risked 1% on it, right? Which took us back below the 4% threshold, right? So that's Tuesday. Then we have Wednesday. Wednesday we have entered first of all USD Swiss franc, beautiful trade, textbook play, we took a win, right? But we were risking 0.5% since we were below the 4% threshold. Then we also had another setup lining up simultaneously, so we executed on it, right? We do not hesitate, we execute on our edge. This beautiful KJPY position, right? Once again take profit, but we risked 0.5% on both since we were technically below the 4% threshold. So we are doing push-ups, and I want to get this on tape. Meanwhile, this is how we find our leads, right? Google Maps, a certain niche plus the city, which is usually a big city in the United States. and we start manually sending emails, right? Which, by the way, are quite good, right? Our offer is quite good. 100 push-ups. Most likely the camera is lagging because the Wi-Fi is not great. Do any more. That's it, bro. Alright, push-ups. We've done 400 up until this point. 100 left. Cool, so you cannot see me anymore. That's cool. You get to see this beautiful map of Atlanta. Who knows, we might visit one day. Who knows? Come on, bro. There you go. You should be able to see my ugly face now. Let's quickly start the timer so we don't miss our push-ups. Excuse the breathing. I need to quit smoking, man. I mean, I'm not smoking the usual things, just this right here, but still, it's not healthy. Alright, so this is how we pick our leads. We go in here, open up the website, usually go on Facebook, since that's where we can find both the link to the website, I mean we have it in the tab as well, but have the link to the website, then we have our outreach email, we copy paste it, we have our list here, this is the 7th list I have manually created, I mean found pretty much online, and then we simply start shooting emails, right? But the point, this is not the point, right? This is how you manually send emails, and this is a software that automatically sends emails at scale, right? So a lot of them, you can also find a lot of leads. Now we only have the free plan. We are working with this. As I said, we have $0 budget for this exercise, but we make it work, right? But unfortunately, we do not. So the sequence, we cannot start the sequence because there is a missing step. There is an error within this website. I've been trying to contact the support team in over 72 hours now, and no response, right? We are simply waiting for this, but meanwhile we get the work done, right? We find our leads manually, just fewer of them unfortunately, but that's cool. Find our leads manually here, and yeah, then we'll start sending emails. But that's not the point, right? That's just a simple outreach process. My point is, where is it? Bro, we have too many tabs open. There you go. This right here, Google Analytics. So yesterday we had one set of emails being sent, right? We sent about 15 emails, and out of those 15 emails we have sent, seven of them have clicked the link in my email signature, our website link in my email signature, right? Which is big, right? That's like if 40 something percent click through rate. The outreach email got the potential customers to click on the website. So that's big, right? Which indicates, one, that our outreach email is good, and two, since we did not get a sale or a response on our email, our website does not really, convert, right? So we do not really have such a professional website yet. We already know how that looks. We went over it. I'm not trying to click it, but we need to make some adjustments, potentially create a whole new website, right? We need to start converting. And as you can see, our emails gets the potential customers to click on the website, but they do not proceed to, scrolling through the website. As you can see, we have 26 active users from the United States, right? That's big. 8 of them being from yesterday, right? It's push-ups time. While I was doing push-ups, I realized how we were doing this other thing with the charts. Let's just quickly finish that. Sorry, just forgot about the chart thing, about doing the push-ups. Now upon doing the push-ups, I remembered about the chart thing. Moral of the story, do push-ups, boy. Do push-ups, boys. Get your push-ups done. Cool, so what I was intending to say is that this safety net approach, right, we have just implemented, has a con, and that con is it sometimes messes up with the risk to your ratio. Right, we had 3 wins and 3 losses, long story short, this week, right? That's a 50% win rate. That's all you need to be profitable, plus the proper risk to reward, of course, right? Which are minimum, are fixed. Usually it's our fixed risk to reward, a 1 to 2, right? But since when we won, we were below the 4% threshold, so we risked 0.5%. Therefore, we gained 1%, so we gained a maximum of 3%. And when we lost, we were actually above the 4% threshold because of the wins we took. And so we risked 1%, right? And we took 3 losses with a 1% risk, resulting in a 3% loss. So we gained 3% out of the 0.5% risk trades, and we lost 3% out of the 1% risk trades. That's the con of it, right? We pretty much ended off the week break even, actually slightly negative because of the fees and the spreads, right? But I'm willing to accept that, right? Because having this psychological safety net, right, knowing you always have a lot of trades upon being in a lot of drawdown, to recover from that drawdown is big for the psychological aspect, right? It helps you trade more relaxed, right? So I'm willing to make that deal, right? Cool. So we will simply keep on proceeding that way. We are below the 4% threshold, so we will risk 0.5% on every trade. Cool. That's gonna do it for that. And then we have our data here, right? We have our data in regards of AI link. We are building on this, right? I'm not giving up. I have started on this. I'm building optionality, right? This is plan B right here. Not necessarily plan B, but it goes hand in hand with plan A, with trading, building a business, right? Investing, trading profits in the business, and vice versa. It's just beautiful, right? Having this kind of optionality. And as I said, I will not sleep on AI. I will simply not sleep on AI. I know I've started trading, but first of all, I'm also merging trading with AI. And besides that, I'm trying to create a valuable business around AI, right? AI Link, that's the name of it. And it will remain like that until it will become a billion-dollar company, right? The bridge in between businesses, long story short, the bridge in between businesses that need AI, which will be pretty much all of them, and the AI providers, right? The businesses will not really know how to manage all of these major drastic changes, right? They need to adapt, they need to implement AI within their business, otherwise their business will die. It's as simple as that. And so all of them will be desperate, searching for AI providers, right? Here's where AI Link comes in, right? It's the bridge in between businesses of all sorts, right? We're talking about the physical world as well, and the AI providers, right? That create robotics, softwares, and so on. There will be a lot of AI providers in the future. Already are. That number will increase, right? We'll see vertical AIs, right? So for specific niches, we will see a lot of startups and a lot of major companies. Eventually, the big ones will engulf all of them, but this is where the opportunity lies, right? You being the bridge in between businesses and AI providers. So that's what AI Link will become in the future. But for now, this is how we start, right? Just a simple chatbot funnel, right? But we, even at this stage, we are really thinking about creating value for businesses, right? Solving real problems for businesses, right? That's my focus. That's how I tailor my offer. That's how I build the product and so on. I mean, we are in the very incipient, I'm not sure if that's word in English, but the very beginning stage, right? Ground zero. And we are building on it, right? Slowly but surely. It's quite hard getting to level 1, but then the jump from level 1 to level 2 is a lot easier, right? And then you keep on going, right? You keep on going exponentially, compounding, but you must stay consistent. Cool. So we had 7, so out of 15 emails we've sent, 7 of them opened up our website, which is big, right? It signals that our outreach email is on point. But then out of those, none of them proceeded to scrolling to the website. First of all, right? The watch time is very short, right? The average of it is, where is it? United States, 9 seconds. Alright, so they quickly swipe through it and they click off, right? We need to improve our website. That's the moral of the story. That's the conclusion. That's the main point of this video. Improve your website so you have a higher conversion rate, right? Your website must indicate professionality. So you must adapt accordingly based on this data you have received, which is beautiful. The fact that we are gathering this type of data that allows us to improve our system, improve our website, improve our offer, improve our product, and so on. It's beautiful. I understand why data is gold, right? I understand why a lot of companies pay a lot of money for this type of data. Not necessarily this type of data, right? This is the base level of data, right? Just some website users, right? No, that's not valuable data, of course. Valuable data is unique data from unique niches, unique services. Data is pretty much feedback, right? Every business gets feedback through one way or another, right? But data is valuable, man, and you will generate a lot of data. You will gather a lot of data, hopefully unique data in the future, especially with this type of business AI link, right, between AI businesses and AI providers. There is a lot of valuable data in there as well, right? A lot of it. So you'll get the unique data, and you'll monetize that as well, right? It's not, and you'll utilize that to create a better product, a better service, and overall make this world a better place, right? It's also about that, but we must be real here. We are within a system. Within this system, you need money to succeed, right? Cool, I now have to finish my workout, so I'm gonna end this video, but I want to end off with this, bro. Scale your game on the website, right? Update the website, potentially create a specific page for these niches, right? For plumbers, HVAC, right? that's just like air cooling systems within the States, and then roofers, and then landscaping, right? The niche we are targeting today, right? Create a page solely for that, basically home services, and that should, upon having the potential customer click on it, right, land on our website, they will be greeted with some personalized message, right? Something like, stop missing emergency calls with this AI software, something along those lines, and that will automatically capture their attention. They will start scrolling on the website, right? And the website must be good moving forward, right, to keep the active user engaged. We will be working on that. Of course, we still focus on trading, so we must find a way to balance the two. But in the weekends, when the markets are closed and so on, work on it, right? Work on AI link, continue sending outreach emails, and just keep freaking going, bro. Keep striving for greatness, brother, because you are meant for it, and absolutely nothing less.